I know where there's some, right here in the hall, clerk.
No, Molly, not in there. I have
Okay, I've sprayed some deoxit down in there and rotated the switch mechanism multiple times and still have no connection between any of these posts. So I'll have to pry these tabs up, pull the cap off, and hopefully not let this all spring all over the place. Then we'll take a look and see if we can see what's going on. Okay, I have the tab started up. Now I'll bend them all the way. There's our actuator. Yeah, so this one spring forces. Oh, I see. It's probably these rivets right here are what's making contact or not making contact, as the case may be. So whatever gunk that is in there is under this plate, which means to me I have to try to lift that off. I hope that axle right there that this rotates around is part of this plate. Guess we'll see. Can't get those in there. There's a keeper right there. It looks like a split ring keeper, which means that pin, the axle, is mounted probably right under there. Yeah, I can see it. Rats. Okay. What I'll do is go soak this in some heavy-duty cleaner like ammonia. If there's oil or other old lubricant in there, that'll pull that out with a good soak. So I'll do that and work this mechanism a few times while it's soaking. Leave it for, I don't know, half an hour, and then get back to you and let you know what happens. Because I don't think, yeah, that's a pressure fit. I don't know if you can see it, probably not, but that's a pressure fit, just a little split ring right there holding this piece onto this shaft. And I don't have a prayer of getting that out of there. The good news is there are no broken pieces of metal just floating around under here. I don't think. No, I don't think so. So I'll give it a soak. We'll see what happens. Okay, I've soaked this in ammonia and rinsed it off and sprayed a bunch of WD-40 in there to dry the water off. Still got a bunch of some of that on my hands. And let's see if it works. I don't know why this was even on there. I thought it was covering something up that was important. It might be shielding that post, I suppose. But it says the same thing in here on this phenolic as it does on this piece of cardboard. Single pole, double throw, A, B, C, D. So anyway, ignoring that, let's see if we have an on-off switch. So we'll check the AV side. Oh, we have conductivity. Off. On. All right. Success on one side. Success on two sides. Unless I'm shorting those against the case, but I'm not. I'm pretty sure. Off. And on. Okay. We've salvaged the switch part of the switch. That's good. All right. We'll do some reassembly and we'll see if it still works when it's all back together. Okay. Reassembled. I haven't put this back on yet, but I can wait for a minute. Let's make sure it still works. Here's the A to B connection. Okay. And the C to D. And that works. All right. Okay, the moment of truth. I've got the battery pack hooked up here, the B+. I've got the big D cell for the filaments for the tubes taped in place because when this is in the case, this snaps into place. But it's not in the case, obviously. And as I handle the radio, bits of stuff like that keep falling out. And it turns out that the tuning condenser is isolated from the chassis by these grommets. Right here, there are 3, I think. And the grommets are all shot. And the tuning condenser is just flopping around. And bits and pieces of the grommet fall out. But that's okay, I've got some more grommets on order. They'll be here in a few days. What we want to do right now is see if there's any life in this radio. One other change since the last video was, if you recall, we took this apart, the potentiometer. One of the tabs inside the on-off portion broke off, and so it was flopping around. It wasn't catching, it wasn't coming on and off with any predictability. So I squeezed the case back down and put some JB weld as a temporary fix for that. I've got a new pot coming from a supplier. I've got some more grommets for the antenna. I need to trim them off because they're slightly too big in a couple of dimensions. Or I may wait for the new shipment. I've got a wide variety of grommet sizes coming, so these guys either have to be cut down or replaced. So these grommets have got to be fixed, and the ones around here, and there's one under there, and one right here, for sure have to be replaced. But with this setup, we can see whether we get sound, whether it acts like a radio or not. So let's do that. The moment of truth. Pretty quiet. I'll give the tuning condenser a whirl here. Oh, I hear noise. Hey.
Grocery store, pick up the old magazine, and get ready for your fantasy football season. Fantasy football week, right? Coming up on the stick. There's two. That was a. I don't know about it. And then there's the. No. Where you want to agree, but you don't want to agree. No. It never stops. Like fantasy football is such a big thing. Like we're always trying to figure out who's next. But my big.
I think it's partly because of the grounding of the tuning condenser and the fact that I'm holding the heater battery in place by hand. Okay, well, that's enough to show me that it stands a chance of surviving. That's good. Okay, next I'm going to wait for the grommets, this tiny grommets that'll isolate this again from the chassis. That potentiometer is on the way in a few days. I've tested the tubes. The tubes test okay. The output isn't as loud as I thought it might be for a radio that you play outdoors. And, you know, we're in this room, we're in the basement, so we're not going to pick up much. It'll probably do better upstairs and outside than it will in here. But it's a start. And I've replaced... Oh, it was the other thing I wanted to talk about. You might recall I replaced this electrolytic. It's right here. That's a new electrolytic. And the one that I took out looks great. You know, it's not bulging. But this is why you always replace these guys. This is a 10 microfarad, 150 volt electrolytic. And if you put it on the El Cheapo ESR meter, it tests as It tests as 3.45. Oh. It tests as a diode. Oh, loose wire there. Let's try that again. That doesn't make any sense at all. It looks like I need to replace the battery in here anyway. It's down to 7.14 volts. It's the capacitor. 36 picofarads. That's what I got before. That's what I expected, not a diode. So even if there's only one, replace it. This is from 1954, and it's dead. I know there are people who have some luck rehabilitating electrolytics, but they're not worth even trying for me. So that's it until next time. The next time you see this, it should be reassembled back in the case with its new battery pack where it should be. And till then, take care, be safe, see you then.